Hey there, fellow Last Kids fans. My name is Jay Cooper, and I am one of the last grown-ups. I'm not actually a last grown-up in the world, but I am one of the grown-ups that's working on the Last Kids on Earth book series. Specifically, I'm one of 5 illustrators that is getting to illustrate chapters in the upcoming graphic novel, Thrilling Tales from the Treehouse, which is Last Kids on Earth Book 6. I am incredibly excited. When Viking called, when the art director Jim called up to ask me if I'd be interested in the project, I jumped at the chance, mainly because I love creepy stuff. That's why I think the Last Kids on Earth book series is so great. It's full of super fun, super creepy stuff all the time. In fact, we're here in my studio. This is where I do all my illustration work. And as you can see, my desk is actually completely full of creative stuff to the point where I almost don't even have room for my art supplies. I have cool old brass bells with pixies on them, and mad scientist balls, and sculptures, and of course, you know, a rock I found shaped like a heart, because why not? I just like to surround my stuff with this stuff because I think it gets me in the right creepy, fun point of view. So I thought that today, since we're here in my studio, it may be fun to actually take you through a little art tutorial. One of my favorite things about the book, my favorite thing to illustrate, I don't actually illustrate in my chapter, are zombies. The zombies themselves. The reason is because zombies, they can be anything, right? You can have a million different zombies, a million different characteristics. You could have the fast, scary, running zombies. You could have slow zombies. I think one of the things that's really cool about the series and what Max does and what Doug Holgate illustrates are zombies that you're kind of sympathetic towards them. You kind of feel bad for them, and they're walking around, they're shuffling, you know, almost like they're just regular people, and they're really human in that way. And I mean, really, zombies are human. But I've been drawing zombies since I was probably your age. In fact, for the video, I went and I dug out some old things I drew. So I used to draw zombies in the late 80s when I was like 10 and 12. I even wrote a semi-novel about them once, about zombies coming back from the dead, that I got 100 on in my English class. I'm very proud of that fact. So I thought that today we could draw some zombies. Let's draw some zombies together. Like I said, you know, zombies can be anything you want them to be. I think that one of the cool things about zombies is, you know, what were they like when they were in life, you know? So I always start off like thinking like, okay, well, what was this guy? Was this guy, you know, a lumberjack, or maybe it was a fancy guy, right? Because those are always the funniest. A zombie wearing a tuxedo and maybe even a cummerbund, you know, dressed in a tux, with of course tears and rips and joints. It's just humorous because it's just not what you expect, you know? A lot of times what illustrators do is they'll do searching lines and they'll flesh out the form first before they get into drawing real particulars about the creatures. A lot of times they do it in a blue pencil, but since we're just having fun today, I thought I'd just start with the head, because the head is what they're all about. They're all about the brains, right? And let that sort of guide what his pose is like, what his personality is like. So here, he's kind of that sort of like stiff, walky, lumbery zombie. I'm gonna give him like pant leg up, kind of a droopy sock, and then a really big, almost clownish black shoe. And this guy, you know what? And it's the joy of the eraser. I like the idea that even in the afterlife, even when they've gone, even when all their focus is on brains and brains alone, that they carry a little bit of what they were in life with them. So this guy, maybe he was a conductor of a symphony orchestra, and he still kind of carries around his baton that he used to sort of conduct the music with, you know? It's like such a part of him that he can't lose it. That's kind of a friendly zombie based on his profession, you know? And Like I said, there's a million different ways you can do zombies. You can do sort of the really mean zombies, those really fast guys. Use those used to make the eyebrows of anger, and of course doing little lines around the eyeballs themselves really gives you that sense of, you know, his eyes are sunken into his skull a little bit. And then I think that really, with regards to the angry ones, it's really all about how you're detailing the mouth, you know? Gotta get that deep set cheekbone in there. But they're always like, their mouths are open and wide, like they're screaming at you. And again, you know, whereas with this zombie, his energy's all backwards and going that way, so he's sort of like walking forward. This guy would be all about the lunge forward. In fact, I kind of feel like his arms would be straight out and almost claw-like, right? I mean, this guy this is a legit scary zombie. This is not the kind of zombies you're seeing a lot in the book, but really, drawing's all about you and about what you want to create and what you want to emote. And there's really nothing to stop you from doing anything that you can set your mind to when you're drawing. I mean, here's what I'm going to do. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make this guy kind of like a punk rock zombie. Because those punk rockers are always hanging out with their shirts off, doing their concert things, and they've got their jeans are all kind of low slung around their hip bones, and he's actually going to have hip bones sticking out. Oh man, this guy is super cool. Very punk, and maybe he had like tight leather pants, like Mick Jagger, and you know, so he's got these super thin, tight hipster leather pants going on, you know, but then maybe we don't do his feet in shoes. Maybe like he's a barefoot hipster zombie, because there's a lot of fun. Feet, I used to hate drawing feet because they were so weird. But once you sort of accept that they're weird and just get into it, they're kind of fun. They're kind of fun, weird shapes to draw. All right. One thing you may have to do once in a while is fix which side your thumb you're on. Because if you're out, the thumbs are going to be in if your hands are out. Sometimes I'll flip it and I'll have to go back and fix that later on. But that is how you draw a friendly, slow zombie, and a very fast, very mean zombie. And there you have it.